What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. Let's talk about something. Why is everybody so surprised that the Lakers beat Golden State? Like, it be killing me the thing people forget. It be tripping me out how much the NBA analysts who call themselves the professionals getting all this top money is so foolish and ignorant to what we know to be true when it comes to the NBA. Why would you be surprised LeBron beat Golden State with the team he got right now? Why would anybody count them out when here's the reality? Bron and AD have yet to lose a playoff series when healthy. When healthy. They haven't lost. When they was healthy, they won the championship. Period. And then people try to say things like this. Well, that was in the bubble. It don't count. Well, the bubble championship was harder than any championship. You was isolated. You was stuck in the place. You couldn't visit your family or nothing like that. Nobody had the home court advantage. Everybody was in the same place. The crowd wasn't in there to cause distraction. So therefore, the role players is able to play better. Anybody who didn't have the experience of how to handle hostile environments, all that was taken away. So all you had to do was ball. And nobody had an advantage over anybody at all. Everybody was more comfortable playing that way. But they try to put a asterisk beside it as a result of LeBron James being the one to win it. When in reality, that was the hardest championship to win because no one had the advantage. With that being said, they hadn't lost the playoff series together as long as they was healthy. When they lost the playoff series, what was that, 2 years ago? Against Phoenix, AD hurt himself when the Lakers was up 2-1. And they was winning that game as LeBron James was also coming off a hamstring. So they both was hurt. And AD went out, and that's when Phoenix came and won. But they never beat them healthy. Golden State didn't beat them until they picked up Durant. Remember how they ended up picking up Durant? Because LeBron had came back 3-1 down and beat them. Now, when Golden State beat LeBron them the first time, Bron was without his second and third best player. Kyrie and Kevin Love went down. Kevin Love had dislocated his shoulder. Kyrie had tweaked his ankle or leg or something like that. And LeBron was playing them by himself. It was still almost averaging 40 points, triple-double a game. Took them to game 6 by himself. When they came back healthy and he had something to compete against them with, he beat them. Then what did they do? They went and go get Kevin Durant to help them to beat him. When they got Kevin Durant then won 2 of the 3 years he came to align himself with that super team. It was already a super team before he got there. Then when they added him, that was just the nail in the coffin to actually assure them more victories. The championship they lost against Toronto, they all was hurt. Durant was hurt. Clay was hurt. So they ended up losing. As a result of that, Durant ended up leaving because him and Draymond Green couldn't get along. Draymond was telling him, we don't need you. We won without you. Beat it. Because he wanted to max out on that salary cap and knew it was going to be hard to do if KD was there, who was also pushing for the max. So he literally strategically got KD removed so that he could max out. With that being said, Bron and AD is healthy. So when the sports people talking like, oh, they gonna get bounced out of the first round, or they never lost healthy. And the team they got now better than the team they started the year off with. And now when he went and now they all want to change and make up these excuses just so that they won't look to be stupid and foolish. To try to make it seem like they still know what they talking about. Now they get to changing up things like, well, I told y'all, like if you let LeBron or if AD do this, man, let me tell you something. AD ain't got to have a good game for the Lakers to win. What are you talking about? Okay? That team is surrounded with a lot of talent. You know what hurt the Lakers? Bad coaching. When Darvin Ham don't know how to take players out when it's time to take them out. When Darvin Ham don't know how to play bigs to help them when they getting punished in the paint and out rebounded and out hustled, and you got three of your best centers sitting down while you playing AD and LeBron at the center position. These people don't know how to talk. These people don't know sports. They just talking it. And that go to show you how easy it is to get money in that field if you want to, since they don't know a damn thing. Why not you get paid for it if you know the truth? And it seems like a lot of politics is involved with that because they definitely don't talk about the things that we clearly see. I'm seeing people giving Darvin Ham all this love for being a good coach. How? You making it hard for them. They should have swept Memphis. That shouldn't have went to Game 6. Bad coaching made that go to Game 6. You should have swept Golden State. Bad coaching made that happen. Golden State always had one problem ever since they've been the champions. You know what their problem is? They don't have nothing in the paint. Looney ain't never been considered a great center or a person that is a threat to you. Never. They never had a big man in presence in that. Let me take you back. Y'all remember when the Houston Rockets had James Harden, Chris Paul, and Clinton Capella? Y'all remember they had that? The big young boy at that time, he was like, what, 19 or 20? You remember they had Golden State against the ropes and was finna put them out? You know why? Because Clinton Capella was dominating them in the paint. They had no answer for him. You know what made them end up losing? What made them end up losing was, first of all, Chris Paul ended up getting hurt. But they still had enough to beat them. Chris Paul ended up getting a hamstring again. He ended up being hurt. And James Harden them stopped feeding Capella in the paint. They started playing Warriors ball and ended up losing to the Warriors. You could beat them every time if you don't play their game. You beat them every time if you don't play their games. Let me tell you something. This stuff is common sense. That's a three-point shooting team. No team in the NBA shoots 50% from the three-point line. Therefore, you play the numbers to beat them. While they taking these high percentage shots, you take these low percentage shots. You dominate them in the paint. The statistic shows they don't shoot 50% from the three-point line a game. No team does. So as long as you keep punishing them in the paint, getting them in foul trouble, taking high percentage shots rather than low percentage shots they be taking shooting them three. You take them high percentage shots that we see teams can shoot over 50 to 60% from the field, from the paint, and when you're not shooting threes, and you kill them that way. You're going to always be successful that way. These people act like they don't know basketball. They don't know the game. That's the real deal. Who don't know that? Bad coaching hurt the Lakers, and it's going to be their downfall for the most part any game that they lose. That Laker team is so loaded and stacked with talent all around. If one player ain't doing good, it's another person that can come in that can fill in his shoes and do what he's supposed to be doing. LeBron and AD should not be playing the center position. What made them successful when they won the championship, they had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, who allowed LeBron James and AD to run wild on the wings. You had a defensive presence in the paint at all times, and you rotated Dwight Howard from JaVale McGee, which kept AD and Bron effective to do and go wherever they wanted to go. That's what made them effective. with Caldwell Pope and Rondo and them running wild. And they forgot that. Now you're putting LeBron and AD in the center position. No. Play your bigs. Stop trying to play other team ball. That's why I like George Popovich. When you got a big team, you make people play to your standard. You don't break your team down because somebody can't compete with you on yours. No, we're going to punish you because defense wins championship. We're going to keep block shotters in the game, rebounders in the game. And when you got AD and Bron and you got Reeves and Russell and Walker and Schroeder, guess what? You keep them three bigs down now. Bron, AD, Tristan Thompson, or rather Mo Bamba or Gabriel. You keep them in there with LeBron now, and you dominate the game. When they played with John Morant and them, John Morant scored 28 points in the paint. Get out of here. That's a guard. He the only star on that team. Nowhere in the world you do that. And he did. And Darvin don't adjust. Stop with these games. That is a terrible coach. He coached by talent. He coached like this. We got LeBron. We got AD. They'll work it out. Same thing Phil Jackson did, why he never really got credit of being a good coach, because he had Scotty and Mike, Kobe and Shaq. And he figured, I'm just going to play talent. They good enough to work it out. They good enough to win it. And this is why so many coaches get fired, because they don't know how to manage the game. They keep people in there too long. You know, look, when they showing, look, let me tell you something. These players are called role players for a reason. They call role players for a reason. Reeves and Walkers, and they role players for a reason, which means they're not going to always have a good game. You being the coach supposed to be experienced enough to know that this is not their day. So rather than hurting the team, sit them down and replace them with somebody that just as good. Because the Lakers have a player for every player who not doing good that could come in and do good. You don't have to play them that long like that when they doing wrong. He will sometimes play Beasley too long. Why are you playing him that long, seeing that he having an off game? You move Lonnie Walker out of the rotation, who before any of these trades took place, he was the third best player on the team, and he could easily get you 15 to 17, 20 points a game if you allow him to play. You're not playing Rudy Hachimura properly? No. That's what managing come in at. You have to know how to play that. And you ain't playing none of your bigs. All three of your centers sitting down. What are you doing? And y'all be getting dominated in the paint and out rebound. So talent is winning games. You dominate when you know how to use the talent and coach it in the proper way where you is maximizing the potential of the talent that he don't do. Come on, we're not playing these games. I guarantee you, if you put a center in there with LeBron and AD, watch how that game open up. Watch how it opens up. Come on now. And you're supposed to rotate Reeves and Russell and Schroeder and Walker when you seeing how they playing. They role players for a reason. They're not going to always have good games. You have to manage that. You have to peep that. And don't oversaturate by playing them too long when they hurting the team. That's his problem. And you keep a center in there at all times. That's what made the Lakers win the championship. They had Dwight in there. Then they'll sub him with JaVale McGee, and LeBron and AD will be running wild. And they'll open up the shooters and everything. Darvin Ham ain't did that yet. This Golden State, this should have been 4-zip. Draymond Green and Looney can't handle a front like that. Memphis couldn't either. They didn't even have they two big men. Like, what are you doing? You had one guard taking them to game 6. Bad coaching. One of the games they lost in, he didn't even play. They lost to the role players. Bad coaching. So, no. Ain't nobody surprised at that. They're picking up right where they left off at. They both healthy. Nobody beat them when they was healthy. Golden State can't beat them without Kevin Durant. And that's why Golden State lost. They didn't have Kevin Durant. Okay? They didn't have Kevin Durant. That's one of the reasons why they went and go get Kevin Durant. That being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's a question. It's yours. Hit the link in the description box. Subscribe to Battle Truth.